Volatility is what keeps leverage in check, keeps the market healthy. So it's very healthy market right now. When we go back to 2017, January, like now, came out of the gate, collapsed. Why? Because financial conditions are tight. And then it went up, recorrected, and didn't get going until mid-March. Where are we now? Mid-March. Guess what's likely to happen? Number go up. What happened that time? It fucking went up. Big time. It went up 23x. It will not do that again this time. But the point being, it's all to play for. And we will get massive volatility in the middle, and you won't believe it, and you think it's going to be topping, and every FinTwit moron will be telling you it's topping. It won't be. We've got plenty to play for.
At the core of Raoul Pal's analysis is the global M2 money supply, a key liquidity indicator that has consistently signaled Bitcoin's major bull runs. He highlights how M2 expansion follows a recurring pattern, breaking out in crypto's spring and summer phases. Every previous major Bitcoin cycle has been accompanied by an increase in M2, which fuels liquidity-driven assets like Bitcoin. Pal presents a logarithmic chart of Bitcoin's price history, showing how Bitcoin has historically followed a structured growth pattern relative to macroeconomic conditions. Right now, Bitcoin is in a strong uptrend, similar to the 2015-2017 cycle, with a remarkable 600% gain from its bear market lows. However, we have yet to enter the next phase of parabolic growth, which he refers to as the banana zone, a period where Bitcoin price accelerates rapidly due to macro tailwinds.
Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
Global M2 breaking out. These beautiful wedge patterns that happen every time you're in crypto spring and summer, and then crypto fall starts, you start breaking out, and then as it breaks out, the markets break out. We had that false thing in COVID, but the breakout in M2, higher. Breakout in M2, higher. Breakout in M2, higher. Get the picture? Higher. Bitcoin in the business cycle. This is what has helped me through my entire time I've invested in Bitcoin, is this log chart. I showed it all the way through in 2020, all the way through. It works beautifully. We are currently kind of like this 15, 16, 17 cycle. We're still kind of a little bit subdued, but in a beautiful uptrend. Bitcoin's done, what, 600% from its low. And then what we will get is, as we hook into the next phase of the banana zone, we will start hooking higher into this. Now, I know many of you say it's diminishing returns. It won't do this. It'll be, I don't give a fuck right now. Right now, just higher. We'll figure out the rest later. But right now, higher. ISM. ISM, the business cycle. The business cycle drives crypto. The business cycle implies Bitcoin implied pricing is low versus where the ISM is right now. But when we start looking at this is going to get interesting for you. If we get to the 1 standard deviation level by the end of 2025, we're about 210,000. If we get to 2 standard deviations, it's 400, and it's about 800,000 if we get to 2 standard deviations. Now, we've hit 2 standard deviations every other time. Will we hit it this time around? I doubt it, but it's possible, right? What's the probabilities? I don't know. The probability of 210,000, I would say, is like 70%. 412,000 is like 40, 35%. 800,000, I don't know, 20%, 15%. But that's kind of the rough idea. And again, these are not predictions, they're contextualization. But when we look at the ISM pricing, ISM we know is bottoming. It is just coming up from 50. And if you see the ISM in black here, it's cyclical. That's why it's called the business cycle. And it tends to get to somewhere between 55 and 60 something. So at this point, we've got Trump, tax cuts, we've got tariffs, we've got a confusing picture, but at worst, it should get to about 56. 57.6, well, that would put Bitcoin up here, and that would put the ISM, if we got a full cycle, it would put it at 63. So those go back here. So only to get an ISM of 57.6, which would be very subdued, it would give us 412,000. If we were to see an ISM hit, let's go back to this one, hit 63, which is not uncommon, we get to 800,000. Okay, so you can now see the strength of the business cycle drives it. The strength of the business cycle has been driven always by the financial conditions beforehand. So when we look at the financial conditions, policy, liquidity, leading indicators, it's already saying that the ISM should get to 56.2. Let's go back to this. 56.2, well, that was this one, roughly. That's saying, well, financial conditions alone tell us we should be getting Bitcoin over, let's say, 300,000. Okay, now, is that my prediction? No, it's not a prediction. It's like a contextualization of understanding of how this could play out. Bitcoin ISM. So you can see this, the ISM above 50, which is where we've just started here. That is when we get the acceleration phase, the banana zone. Where's my fucking banana zone? You guys are morons. You're like worried about the next 2 weeks when what we're talking about is the process over a year. So the banana zone, we start the banana zone, we're in the corrective part of the banana zone, the phase one correction, then we go to the next bit. But this whole ISM above 50, a growing business cycle, is what drives it. Then when ISM peaks is when crypto prices peak. We are nowhere near peaking. So we barely started. So you all need to relax. Again, the ISM leads altcoin season. Altcoin season is never going to happen again. All of these pundits on Twitter, it's only because of the ETF. We're never going to see altcoin season again. It's all utter fucking bullshit. It will happen.
One of Pal's most crucial messages is about market psychology and patience. He points out that every cycle includes multiple 30 to 40% corrections, yet many investors panic and assume the bull run is over. Looking at 2017, Bitcoin experienced 5 major pullbacks before reaching its peak, yet each correction was followed by a powerful rebound. Pal emphasizes that the current market is in phase 1 of the banana zone, characterized by corrections and consolidation before the next major move higher. Investors need to zoom out and recognize the long-term pattern rather than obsessing over short-term volatility.
We're all going to die was the same we're all going to die that we had in September, the same all going to die we had in April, the same all going to die we had last January. It was the same we're all going to die in August in 2023. We're all going to die. We were definitely going to die in June 2023, and we were definitely going to die in March 2023. Do you get the picture yet? You don't remember any of those corrections. You probably remember that miserable one between March and September. But again, none of us died. If you didn't have leverage, you didn't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, make sure you go to the merch store and buy your merch, because A, it's cool as shit. The Banana Zone sweatshirts are amazing. The don't fuck this up stuff is there as a reminder for you not to fuck this up. It is the biggest macro opportunity of all time. It is the greatest gift. I do this for fun, but really it's to engage you all, because it is so fucking important to me to bring as many people along for the ride, because it is all driven by naysaying. It can't happen. It's not true. It's all fake. And yet more and more people make money over time by learning the principles of don't fuck this up. It's not like I've got some miracle here. It's like the market goes up. Your job is not to get caught out in any of the down moves by using leverage or FOMOing or be 100% in memes. I've told you this, like all the memes have gone to zero right now. Many will recover from the ashes. I'm hoping our Lord and Savior, Lord Vishnu, will recover from the ashes, or maybe his chicken's cooked. We don't know, but it's all fun to play out. But really, your most important bags, the large tokens, you don't do anything. You just sit and wait for it to play out. Because this is what happened in 2017. It played out again. There we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 30% corrections. In fact, many of them were almost 40%. I don't remember this. Well, I do remember the one in June, July, because I sold out at about 2,000 in that one. But generally speaking, you don't remember this stuff because in the end, the gains compound. So it's really important to zoom out and realize volatility is part of the story. It is how you get the impressive gains. You can't have them without the volatility. Volatility is what keeps leverage in check, keeps the market healthy. So it's very healthy market right now. When we go back to 2017, January, like now, came out of the gate, collapsed. Why? Because financial conditions had tightened. And then it went up, recorrected, and didn't get going until mid-March. Where are we now? Mid-March. Guess what's likely to happen? Number go up. What happened that time? It fucking went up. Big time. It went up 23x. It will not do that again this time. But the point being, it's all to play for. And we will get massive volatility in the middle, and you won't believe it, and you think it's going to be topping, and every FinTwit moron will be telling you it's topping. It won't be. We've got plenty to play for. So people are like, has the banana zone been cancelled? Is Raoul a moron? Yes, I am an utter moron, and I will take that all day. However, the banana zone is a multi-phase affair and a multi-month and over a year affair. And those of you who expect number go up all the time are only remembering what the banana zone is at certain periods of time. Your number's not going up because you own a bunch of shit alts and you're like complaining. Okay, I get it. Let's go through this again for you morons out there. The banana zone starts. This is the banana zone in the box. We then have a corrective period. Look at this. Corrective period, corrective period, corrective period, corrective period. Does this look any different than this one? No. And then what happens? Banana zone phase 2. Banana zone phase 2. Banana zone phase 2. Then we have another corrective zone. And you're all going to be throwing your toys out the pram. It's all over. It's just like 2021 again. Blah, 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 blah. And guess what? We will correct and it will go higher again. That's how the banana zone works. And you guys have to learn patience. I know I say this all the time.
Pal reflects on how fear-driven narratives have repeatedly misled investors. He reminds viewers of the numerous times in the past 2 years when markets were convinced that Bitcoin was dead due to temporary corrections. Yet, the macro setup has remained bullish, and those who stayed invested during the downturns have been rewarded. He urges investors to avoid leverage, ignore short-term noise, and stick to a long-term strategy. Bitcoin's logarithmic growth remains intact, and history has shown that those who weather volatility reap the greatest rewards. Please like and subscribe.